What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. In this one, I'm going to show you guys how to complete the Return to Verdansk event. Hopefully with this guide, you should be done with it in 15 to 20 minutes, but you basically have to just collect safes in different locations. I'm going to show you guys all the locations that I was able to find. Towards the end of the video, I'm also going to give additional tips to help you guys out and make the event a lot easier, but let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first place that we have, you could do this in any order that you want. I decided to do the train station. So it's going to be in the outskirts. I also go ahead and showcase on the map, so feel free to pause it right here and then screenshot the location. Now, from my understanding, more than one safe will spawn in a location. It could be up to like 3 or 4, but this is the spot that I found in train station where not many people open up and it's very easy to get. If you don't find it in your game in this particular spawn, you can always back out and try again, and I would recommend that you do this in Plunder. But if you do get near it, you will hear this sound. Now, as for the next location that we have, this is at Hills. So once you work your way towards the map, there's a monument. Go straight down. There's like a path that you can follow until you get to this empty parking lot. Right there, the safe will spawn in. Sometimes it doesn't. Once again, as I said, if it doesn't spawn there, you can always go to a different POI and then come back next match and try it again. But it has like a 75% chance of spawning from the amount of games that I tried this in. But that's the first and only spot that I saw in Hills. If you have any other spots, comment them down below. But going on to the next spot that we have, this one is actually located in downtown. So downtown being a big POI, there's probably a lot of them, but this one is very straightforward. You go towards this big building over on the right side of the entrance. That's where I located the safe and was able to find it. And just a tip for spots like this, you will never find the crate inside of a building. It's either in the outside or it's going to be on top of a building, but never inside. The next location that we have is Stadium. This was located by the 3 silos. So when you pull up the map, it was in the left bottom corner of the Stadium location. Very easy to spot because it's just right outside. Not a lot of gunfight or fighting going on in this area. So you can find it, open it up. And I believe this is probably one of the only areas that I was able to find because I circled around it multiple times. And this was the only one that I was able to get. But the next location that we have, this one is going to be over at Port. It is a little bit confusing because it's like hidden between the crates, but when you get near it, it makes that audio that I showed you earlier, so it makes it a little bit easier to hear. But then at the same time, this is the exact location spot that I found it here on the map. So as long as you ping this spot before you land, you should not struggle in finding it. The next spot that we have is at the dam. This one is very straightforward and easy to find. Mainly, you want to follow the bridge over towards the right side. When you're staring at the dam on the right side, it should be there. When you pop up the map, it's going to be at the bottom. There's a building up towards the mountain. You're going to want to ignore that and work your way down, and that's the exact spot. So if you ping this area right here, you will see it when you're flying in because of how open these spots are. So that's the location for dam. Now, another tip that I can give you is that make sure you do this one probably last because of how far away it is from other locations. If you're trying to do multiple in the same exact match, this one is probably one that you want to leave off towards the end. The next location that we have here is going to be at military base. There's actually multiple that I found here. So the first one is at this entrance, so right in front of the actual main base. You'll find that one sitting there. One of the games I saw it was open, so I searched in different areas. This is the second location that I was able to find. So by all of the different huts and tents, there was one right after the third tent, and then it was right next to the wall. So if you get near that wall, you'll end up hearing the audio. As for the third location, this one is on the opposite side of the location that you just found. So there are tents as well, but this one is in the direct center towards the very top. So that's the third spot. There could be potentially even more, but as long as you open up one of these, it will complete the event and get you that reward. But after this, there's also another POI, and that is going to be a Quarry. Now, unfortunately, with how big this map is, I was only able to find one location. So this one was stuck behind a wall as well as a building. It may be a little bit confusing to find, so I'm going to zoom in for you so you can get an idea. So where you see the 2 connected buildings, and then there's train tracks where they connect with each other, that's basically where I found this one at. Now, going on to the next location that we have, this one is at Hospital. This is very straightforward. Right there in the center at the entrance of the Verdansk Hospital, you'll find it. I was able to spot it while I was flying in and instantly land on it, and that is the location. So off towards the right of the hospital. There might have been even more maybe on top of the building, but I wasn't able to find them. The next one that we have is going to be prison. So in this area, there's two different crates that I was able to get. The first one is once you work your way inside towards the middle level to where you're at the top but not the very top, there's going to be an office, and directly above the office to where there's like benches and spots like that, you're going to be able to spot that very easily. It's like the only blue thing in that area. And then the second location that we have is going to be in the upper deck level, and that will be towards the very, very bottom of the prison. So this is one that you can easily land on. Once again, I would probably recommend that you do this one last because of how far away it is from all the other POIs. So maybe when you're done with everything else, you could come and land here. But going on to the next spot that we have, this is Superstore. Now, this place gets very hectic, so I'm going to show you a couple of different spawn locations. The first one is right next to the parking lot, so right past it towards the entrance. On the right hand side, it's just going to be sitting there. If it's not there, there's also another one, which as you see here is going to be on the top left side. So all you have to do is go by that wall area and it should be there. I would recommend that you try to land directly on them because of how hectic this place is. And then the last location I was able to find one was directly on the roof. So if you go over to the rooftop in the middle, there's going to be like these vents and these tubes. You'll just want to check behind them, and there's a possible chance that it can be there. As for the last location that we have, this is going to be in Storage Town. It was a very confusing area. I searched a lot and I only was able to find it in this one corner. So in the top left, I know there's a lot of different buildings that look pretty identical to each other. So pick the one on the furthest left top corner, and that will be where it's going to be located at. You can also feel free to pause to get a better idea, but that is pretty much where all the locations are. Now, to give you some additional tips, the first tip that I can give you is the spawn locations are RNG based, so sometimes it'll be there, sometimes it won't. If it's not, I would recommend you try a different location and open up the other areas, and then try this area in a different match. If this is like the last one you need to do, just back out and then come back into another lobby. I was able to find most of these either 50 to 75% of the time, so it's not too often where they won't spawn in, but in case that does happen, just back out and rejoin. The second tip that I can give you is do this in Plunder. The respawning helps a lot. If people are sweating at like say the Superstore or any locations like that, you can at least spawn back in and try again than if you were to do it in like Battle Royale and get eliminated and then have to back out and rejoin the game all over again. The next tip that I can give you is that you should do this with friends. I would recommend you either use the comment section down below or maybe join my Discord. Get a squad together and play this, because from my understanding, if one of you opens a crate up, it will actually count towards the whole team. So that means you guys can literally split up. Each person takes a different POI. You can get this entire event done in around 10 to 15 minutes, probably within the same game if all of you guys do your part. So that's what I would recommend personally that you should do. And then the last thing is, in order to get the secret operator skin, unfortunately, you're going to need to open up a lot of crates. Now, I opened up at least 20, even though only 12 were required, and I still did not get the operator. So my recommendation is that you still keep this video saved. Go back, memorize some locations. For example, the military base that has 3 different crates. Go to them even after you complete the event and open them up, because it has like a super small % chance that one of the crates that you open up will actually give him to you. So you are going to need to try this consistently and keep playing until he finally drops and you are able to get him. So that's how you get the actual operator reward. He's not a mastery, he's just a special reward. And from my understanding, the special reward is not going to be granted until you actually complete the event. So even after you do everything, you're still going to need to come back and open these crates. But that is all that I got for you guys in this video. I hope this did help you guys out. If you have additional tips, comment down below and let us know so we can help each other complete this event even faster. But that's it for this one. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been your boy Chidzo, and I'll see you guys again. Peace.